Joe, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
Boy, you guys sound loud. Maybe I need to turn it down. Is that loud?
it's coming through well.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'll just mute mine because you guys sound loud. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've been gone for 1,000 years. But you
No,
weren't.
it doesn't feel that way, Linda.
I guess you worked 4 days last. I'm a retired person. I'm trying to get used to this retirement.
Oh, how nice.
We'll begin the Planning Committee meeting of Akron City Council. I'd like to request a roll call.
Fusco,
Aye.
Kamer, Connor,
Aye.
Boys,
Aye.
Hannah.
Aye.
All committee members are present except for Councilman Kamer.
Thank you. I'd like to request a motion that we consider
So moved. Second.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Assuming it's minutes, yes.
Against. Sorry about that. Yeah, motion for I'm about a step behind today. I apologize. I got allergies today. Approve the minutes of the last meeting, right? Copy that. Very good. I believe at this point, what we'll do is move on to the new list of legislation. I don't believe there's anything at this point that we need to consider under the old list of legislation. So I'll request that if Sarah Biviano could please read in item number 2. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sarah.
Item number 2 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a mixed-use development at 33 Dorcas Avenue and declaring an emergency.
Fur?
Item number 3 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to place a digital outdoor advertising display at I-76 Englewood Avenue, parcel number 6761681, and declaring an emergency.
Refer.
Item number 4 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a 4-unit apartment house at 2340 to 2342 17th Street Southwest and declaring an emergency.
Refer.
Item number 5 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct a 6 feet in height solid fence beyond the building line at 649 Meglin Avenue and declaring an emergency.
Refer.
Item number 6 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a vape shop at 822 West Market Street and declaring an emergency.
Refer, please.
Item number 7 is an ordinance authorizing the vacation of a portion of the south side of Forest Street right-of-way between Grant and Sherman Streets and declaring an emergency.
Very good. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on this?
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, good afternoon. David Messner, the development manager. This parcel of property was originally acquired in the 1970s for potential street widening. It was technically never dedicated as such, and it just exists in case we wanted to. We don't feel that it's there'd be any reason for us to continue holding this property, and the adjacent property owner has requested it. So this legislation would authorize the transfer from the city to CSL Plasma.
Okay, very good. Is consent agenda okay?
That would be wonderful.
Is there any questions or comments? Excuse me. Is there a recommendation for consent agenda?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, ayes have it. Thank you. Item number 8.
Item number 8 is an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a grant agreement or agreements with Better Kenmore Community Development Corporation relating to redevelopment of property located at 995 Kenmore Boulevard and declaring an emergency.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Bowman.
Members of the committee. Better Kenmore is in the process of renovating 995 Kenmore, and when they got the bids back, as it tends to be the case these days, they're a fair amount higher than was originally anticipated. The Councilwoman Boyes has asked about using funds from the Kenmore Improvement Fund, which we colloquially call the SALT Fund, as assistance to try to fill the gap for this project.
Thank you. Thank you. At this time, would you like to make a comment?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I just wanted to chime in that this is a long blighted property on Kenmore Boulevard on the corner of 15th Street that I know that the Better Kenmore CDC is hoping to create 2 affordable housing units as well and offer an inexpensive entry point to local small businesses as they can keep the rent much cheaper than a private investor. So I am supportive of this. Just wanted to mention the Kenmore Improvement Fund, interestingly enough, was uncovered back in the 80s by my father while he was on council. Cargill Salt, who mines under Kenmore streets and properties, they are required to put a certain amount of money in every time they add any of their brine lines. So this is basically recompense to the community for the work that they do there. So that's why that money is slated for Kenmore specifically. And I do believe we have a representative, Better Kenmore, who is this close to being in the door. So
We could take temporary time at this moment, and we'll, if you don't mind, Mr. Volleman, and we'll hold this item until that person arrives, and we'll move on to item number 9.
Great, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Sir Viviano. Thank you.
Item number 9 is an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into an agreement or agreements without the formality of publicly advertising for bids with Community Hall Foundation, Inc., doing business as Akron Civic Theater for professional services relating to Lock 3 and declaring an emergency.
Yes, Ms. Susie Graham Moore.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. This legislation allows us to support our contract with the Akron Civic Theater for the programming of Lock 3 and also for the neighborhood concert series in our neighborhood parks this summer. The amount at $1,635,000 is an increase of $600 from last year's $1,035,000. $1,500,000 of that is for Lock 3, and the $135,000 is for recreation. So the increase, this is something that we discussed in our budget hearings. We are bringing in national acts this year to try and diversify our programming at Lock 3 a little bit more, and also booking more activity in Lock 3, as well as being mindful of this is the first year, a pilot year for a revenue generation model that should help offset that $600 increase, if not more. And we look forward to reporting out on that at the end of the season this year. But this allows us to program the space with more than 60 bands that will be featured at the new Maynard Performance Pavilion, including national acts, up to 7 of them. We are still waiting for probably 2 more to come in. So the programming lineup that you see, that is very exciting, and you can download it at our Lock 3 Live website. It continues to change and grow, which is super exciting. We have 7 festivals this year and even more special events, including the upcoming Polymer Palooza that is happening this weekend on Saturday, as well as the Italian American and African American cultural festivals. Keepers of the Art Hip Hop Showcase, Blues and Brews will return to Lock 3 this year. That was an old favorite. The Punk Rock Flea Market, Pickle Fest, also a fan favorite. Akron Pride will return to Lock 3 this year, as well as Pizza Fest, City Fest, the Rubber City Jazz Festival, Dogtoberfest, which is a new sort of spin on an Oktoberfest, with Thirsty Dog Brewing and Latin Festival. We'll also feature 6 outdoor movie nights and 4 gospel Sundays, and the Heinz Pools Summer Dance Festival this year, because of the construction at Goodyear Metro Park, will be hosted temporarily at Lock 3 this summer to return to Goodyear next year. And then finally, the Akron Marathon will have their Finishers Festival in the space this summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who are the new acts that we're thinking about bringing in for the additional funding?
Sure. So some of the national acts that have been booked, one is Dave Hollister, who's coming on June 28th with the Relatively Jam and Blues Band. And then Chris Jansen is coming with Tyler Booth on July 24th. On July 25th, we'll have the legendary Wailers, who backed up Bob Marley, featured with Emoja Nation. On July 31st, we have Priscilla Block with the Shootouts. On August 16th, Jeffrey Osborne is coming with Will Downing. And on September 6th, in partnership with the Rubber City Jazz Festival, we have Kirk Whalum. And then there should be 2 other national acts that we are hoping to see booked in the near future.
Very good, thank you. What's the timing on this in terms of passage?
If it is possible, we would appreciate suspension of the rules and consideration, just because we've started the summer season, but we can also wait if consent agenda is more appropriate.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Open up to any committee members. Anyone have any questions? President Somerville, I saw your hand.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a question. I know some of the acts that you just mentioned have been here before. I'm just wondering, why are we bringing back some of the same entertainment, like Dave Hollister, Jeffrey Osborne? I'm just curious.
Sure. So we've been working with the Civic Theater to book those acts. They were determined to be favorable based on the testing that Howard Parr does with the Civic Theater to see if that show continues to sell. I'm not familiar with when Dave Hollister
I went to
played
both
here
of
in
them,
the past.
so that's why I know.
Did
that
we have a
they've been
good
here.
turnout?
I mean, it was amazing. I
Oh,
would just like
good.
to see, new artists,
Yes.
not seeing the same acts coming and paying to see the same acts coming back to Akron.
Yep.
That's the only thing.
Yes.
But they both put on amazing shows.
And I think they are of the caliber where, so they would have a larger cost to be able to book them. And so some of that will be offset with the ticket revenues. And then there are some folks who are more local bands that are going to be new to Lock 3 that would be a lower cost, that would not be within that national act reference. I think have the Vindies played before? So the Vindy's, good example, they're coming during the Heart of Akron Festival. It's been a minute if Roxy Moron has played on the stage before, they have too. So we're trying to like shift between local acts as well as larger regional acts and then national acts as well.
Yeah, so just want to put it out there, if we can find new national acts, that would be great. Although I love Dave Hollister and Jeffrey Osborne, amazing shows, just want to see, something new. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would also like to see, and I apologize, my little thing here isn't quite up to speed at the moment, but can you supply for us, and maybe, I know you have in the past, but all the data? I know Lock 3 has been dormant for a spell here with the reconstruction. However, though, I'd like for us to see the old, the amount of attendance per show and all that. And then the projections, if there are any, if there's any, ideas of what our goals are. I assume we have ideas. I like to see that, and I think that's fair for council to get that information. So yeah, and I'd like to entertain, if there's no other questions or comments, recommendation for consent.
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Mr. Chair,
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Linda Mobian. I'm so sorry, Linda Mobian.
that's okay. Just a quick question. Is there a high end to how much we spend on national groups? Is there a cutoff? Is that probably the limit?
So the highest we're considering right now is 125,000. And that's being made for only a show that we feel like we can offset with those ticket revenues. Any more than that, which there are some amazing national talent that might be interested in coming, but their cost is going to be way higher than 125,000.
I see. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Johnny Hill.
Will the ticket prices go up? Madam President, she did mention that 2 acts have been here before. Are the ticket prices going to go up for those acts, those returning acts? Because if it does, and I've already seen them, I'm not coming.
So, do you want to answer that one?
Good question.
Sure.
Very good question.
I'm going to let Chris Griffith answer that one.
I believe, Madam President, those were in the Civic that you saw those too. So those were not at Lock 3, but in the Civic Theater. So Dave Hollister is a reserved seat, and the lawn is actually free. So that was one of the reasons we brought Mr. Hollister back, was because we were still able to offer that one as free to the community in the lawn section, but we were going to sell our 500 to 550 reserved seats. So those will be pretty standard to what the price was at the Civic Theater, the reserved seats. And then Jeffrey Osborne is coming with Will Downing, which I don't believe he was with Will Downing. So he was? Okay. So yeah, that's a good show then too. So that one, those should be comparable to the same ticket prices as they are at the Civic for those 2 shows.
Okay. All right, very good, thank you. Further questions or comments? This money comes from the 600,000?
From Jed.
JED funds, okay, thank you. With that, I believe, did we vote on the motion?
I was trying to get your attention about the hand raised when the motion was made, so I didn't hear who made the motion. I'm sorry.
Very good, so all we have to do is get a count, right? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Okay, we're going to put that on the consent agenda. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sarah Viviano. Item number, I think it's 10 now?
Item number 10 is an ordinance authorizing the Director of the Department of Planning and Urban Development to enter into a contractor contracts with Let's Grow Akron, Inc. for the provision of the Akron Grows Public Gardening Program in order to carry out the intent and purpose of programs under the consolidated plan for the year 2025, authorizing payment therefore and declaring an emergency.
Yes, Helen Tomic.
Good afternoon, committee chair, committee members. Helen Tomic with the Long Range Planning Division of the Planning Department. In 2025, the City of Akron will receive approximately $5.8 million of community development block grant funds from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. In the past, we have utilized these funds to continue supporting the Let's Grow Akron program that offers opportunities to gardeners to garden on vacant city-owned properties set aside specifically for gardening programs. Let's Grow Akron oversees the gardening program, assisting residents with signing up for individual plots for the gardens, assisting with the preparation of the gardens, watering, answering questions, and year-round garden maintenance, including fencing of the gardens and ending up with end-of-season cleanup. We are recommending $80,000 to fund them for the 2025 gardening season, which actually started April 1st, and some of that cleanup and maintaining those lots through March of 2026.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I also see our friend Lisa Nunn is here, who is the Executive Director, I believe, of Let's Grow Akron, correct? And welcome to City Council. I had heard that you were coming, so appreciate your joining us today.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Yes. I just need 2 minutes, and I'm going to talk really fast because I always get nervous when I stand at this podium. But most of you in the room already know, but in case you don't, we are a grassroots nonprofit community garden organization and urban farm. Since 1988, we've been working alongside our neighbors to increase food security by creating spaces to grow and share fresh food, and educational programs that teach people to grow, prepare, and preserve their own food. And so we just wanted to thank you for supporting our work and helping us to increase access to fresh food and by sharing a few statistics from 2024. In 2024, 178 community gardeners grew their own food at 20 Let's Grow Akron community garden sites, feeding 512 household members. 14,617 pounds of fruits and vegetables were harvested from Let's Grow Akron community farm sites and distributed through food pantries, community meals, the local produce delivery program, our food markets, food kits for cooking classes, and youth programs. And this is one of my board members, Thomas Chouar, who's walking in right on time. 308 pounds of honey were harvested, bottled, and made available for sale in cooking demos and food kits and used to make jams, syrups, ciders, soaps, and salves. 971 community members attended Let's Grow Akron's educational programs to learn how to grow, prepare, and preserve their own food. 2,530 people visited the Summit Lake Neighborhood Farmers Market over 17 weeks to support 18 local growers, food producers, and artisans, and participate in activities provided by partner organizations, including guided canoe rides. And I mention this because our opening day is tomorrow. It takes place at the Summit Lake Community Center, so this is another way that the City of Akron supports the work that we do. 3 more things. 548 customers made 1,865 transactions at our community farm market that was open 5 days a week for 52 weeks. 2,000 volunteer hours were served, and 1,691 pounds of food waste was diverted to create compost for community gardens and farm sites through Community Compost Cooperative.
Thank you so much. Mr. Gerard, would you like to share anything with us?
I did. I mentioned the community gardeners in numbers. Okay. You want to share something?
Would you like to say anything, Mr. Gerard? You're welcome to.
No, I was just wanted to make sure that she had mentioned the other gardens that we fund.
Yes.
And
it's great work.
They're now expanding.
Yes, thank you for all you do, Mr. Gerard and Lisa Nunn. Thank you
you
both for all of your good work and hard work throughout the years. We appreciate it. And what you're about to do in 25, 26, and beyond.
Hope those numbers will just increase.
Thank you so much for all your good work. And I understand, just for full disclosure, I understand we have a slight increase, Helen, you'd mentioned earlier.
Yes, from 75,000 to 80,000.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
That's outstanding. Good work. Thank you so much. Questions or comments from anyone? Mr. Hanna?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question is, there's an urban farm behind Goodrich Junior High, and the school eventually will be torn down. And so Ms. Johnson, that's her project back there, and she have the youth back there every summer assisting her. What are your plans for that area back there?
Let's Grow Akron is not involved in that project. I have met with Louise before she built the farm. We met on the site and talked, and I, offered our support in whatever way we can help, but we have yet to partner on any projects there, so I can't really report on that one. I'm sorry. We do have a lot of community gardens, but we're not responsible for all of them. We try to help a lot of other people's projects, even if it's not our own, but that one we don't have a footprint there.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Questions? Oh, yes. Tina Boyce.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention what a great community partner Let's Grow Akron is for Ward 9, just on the west end of Summit Lake. And I specifically want to mention how helpful you guys were in attracting people to our cleanup, our Summit Lake cleanup this year. So happy to partner with you. I know Better Kenmore is excited to partner with you and look forward to good things this year.
Yes, thank you.
Cool, cool. Sharon Connor.
I just want to say, I love Let's Grow Akron's work, and when you're ready to expand, Ward 10's ready for you.
Somebody needs to clone me. Thank you.
Whenever we see that legislation, we'll support it. Thank you so much. Further questions or comments from anyone whatsoever? What's the timing?
We'd prefer suspension of the rules, but if you are fine with consent, that would be fine as well.
Suspension sound good? Make the motion.
I'll make a motion for suspension of the rules.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Very good. The ayes have it. We did take temporary time on item, I think it was 8. Yes, item number 8. Sean Volman was here to present. If you could, just a brief couple sentences on everything that we had discussed previously, briefly.
Yes, we had discussed, a grant from the Kenmore Improvement Fund to assist with the rebuild of and the renovation of 995 Kenmore. Eleni from Better Kenmore has arrived and is happy to talk about the project if you have any questions about it. But if not, that'd be fine too.
Thank you, Mr. Volman. What's your friend's name? What is it? Eleni.
Thank you. My last name is Manosoyanakis, so I appreciate the Eleni.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, it's unique, it's different. Thank you.
Thank you so much for considering this legislation again this year through the Kenmore Improvement Fund. As you all know, the improvement in blight directly impacts public safety, and so when a building becomes thriving, it becomes a community presence, and there's more foot traffic, it just naturally deters crime in the building and in the area. And so we're really excited about being able to physically show additional improvement to the community in a time where they need some good news.
Yes, thank you so much for all your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? Tina? Okay, very good. What's the time frame?
I think consent would work, here.
Okay with you, or you want to suspend the rules? It's up to you.
I make a motion for consent.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. And with that, we are now adjourned. Planning Committee of Akron City Council. Thank you all for attending.
Our next committee today will be the Rules Committee, and it will begin at 2 o'clock. Those committee members are McKittrick, Fusco, Amobian, Connor, and Davis. Again, that's the Rules Committee, and it will begin at 2 o'clock. Thank you.